Good morning. This is Dosha with DoshaDreamsTarot, and this is a reading for whoever needs it. Welcome to my channel if you are new. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much and welcome back. And also, hello, hi, this is me. I typically don't show my face, so this is kind of a cute and scary little moment for me, so I'm excited for y'all to be here for it. The message that's coming through this morning, this is an early morning reading. We have the birds chirping and the roosters crowing and all that sort of thing. So it's felt like a good time for a quick reading for you all. So the message that's coming through this morning is being afraid to put yourself out there. Not only that, but putting yourself out there and then the kind of subsequent anxiety that comes with that and feelings of self-doubt and really wanting to have a sense of self-mastery in order to avoid this anxiety that comes from the fear of being judged, right? So basically this fear of being judged, I swear, Six of Wands. I just started a video and I went to adjust the camera and it stopped it. So I said, I'll just start over. I was only like 30 seconds in, but the Six of Wands came out in that reading as well. So what Spirit is trying to encourage us to do today is to relinquish that fear and have faith in the outcome of success. Have faith in your own success. Have faith in yourself. I mean, really, that's what I'm getting here, is that self-doubt is normal, but you have no idea what's coming. With the Ace of Wands, you have no idea what is coming for you. Ten of Cups. Y'all, I'm stoked because my readings sometimes are really tough. No. Why does I say that? I'm sorry, it's the Seven of Swords. So be cautious as well of the Empress. So the message here, y'all, is to be cautious of people coming towards you and at this time, because you truly are going to be showing up in the world, and you're going to be showing up abundant, and I feel like some of y'all out there, especially if your heart hasn't been hardened yet by the world, or at least not past the point of no return, then I feel that for some of you, you may be new to something, or you may be like coming into something, but it's almost like because you are new to it, it's almost like you have a really open heart about it, and you're very like kind of sweet. Like I'm almost getting this energy of like when you start something new, but you're kind of like, I don't want to say that you're older and you're starting something new. I don't know why I'm getting that energy, guys, but it's more like because it's something that at this point in your life you have not quite jumped on with. It's new to you, right? But because you have been kind of like, almost like I'm getting like humble and like hiding in the shadows or whatever, then it's like now that you're like coming forward as your full self or with whatever it is you're about to share with the world, it's almost like you're gonna have a lot of options here, because I do think a lot of people are gonna really like what you do. I think they're gonna like what you're putting out there, but you have to be cautious, because some people are gonna be deceptive and are not going to be forthright and honest with you, and they could try and take advantage of the fact that you're new to something, okay? That's what I'm getting here. So with this Empress card, though, it's like you're not showing up. It's like, I did see the Page of Cups while I was shuffling, so it's almost like you are showing up in a way as someone who's like new to something and really quite innocent, but because, like I said, it's almost like something you've been cultivating quietly, like kind of like in like hidden away a little bit. So it's almost like you are coming through as like somebody who, it's actually like you do have a lot to offer, you just haven't really offered it up until this point. So you have like a certain amount of self-doubt. Okay, Sun card in reverse. So let's explore that, Spirit. Why is the Sun card here in reverse? Tower card in reverse. Okay, the immediate message that I got is if without change, there will be no growth. That was the message, basically. Without change, there will be no happiness. There will be no joy, no growth. That's the immediate message. You can't be afraid of change. And you can't be afraid of putting yourself out there. That's crazy. All right, Spirit. Thank you so much for your divine messages and guidance. I apologize for the late prayer. We know we couldn't do this without you, Spirit. Would you please help guide the collective, whoever needs to hear this message, for their highest good, and please bless us and protect us as we move forward into this reading. Okay. Amazing. So, bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, to me, the Queen of Wands really represents this sense of self-confidence more than anything. At least that's how I interpret this character in the deck, because it really is a character of creativity. And so having creativity, sharing your creativity especially too, really requires a lot of self-confidence, right? So I think the Queen of Wands is showing up here to tell you that you actually have quite a bit that you're bringing to the table, but you may not feel very confident. You may feel kind of nervous, you know what I mean, because you're new to it. But it doesn't mean that you're entirely like, basically you're not coming to the table like at 0. You know what I mean? You're actually probably more like a 7 or an 8. Right? Like you're not a master of your craft. Some of you may be, and you're finally just sharing it with the world. That seems very true for this message as well. But it could be that you are, excuse me guys, my throat's a little dry. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab my water. I love you guys. 2 seconds, I promise I'm not leaving. Okay, I'm back. So, basically what I'm getting, y'all, is that you may feel like you're coming into something with very little experience. And although you may have little experience with sharing this talent, you still have that talent. Does that make sense? That's really what I'm getting here. So the next message that's coming through is the Emperor card. And the Emperor card to me in this context, I apologize guys, I have a tickle and like a dry throat for some reason. Okay, I'm here, I'm alive. All right. The Emperor is really coming through to me as like, it's almost like the power structures is what I'm thinking of in whatever game it is that you're stepping into here. And maybe not even game, but like I would say arena, like whatever arena you're stepping into, that there are, you know, how to explain this? There are people who are in charge to a certain extent. And if they're not in charge, they're definitely in high places. So this is talking to me about having to be aware of that. And the biggest thing is like the first thing that I think of when I see this Emperor kind of sitting like looking out is almost like casting judgment to a certain degree, you know? So to a certain degree, you're going to have people in this arena, in this field, who are a much higher status than you are. And they're going to kind of be like, you know, casting judgment to a certain degree. And you have to be aware of this because it's almost like, I feel like first off that somebody in high places is going to really like you and what you're doing. Okay, that's one message. The other one is that there might be some people in high places who I'm not going to say don't like you, but I'm going to say that, like, there's potential for you to, like, I don't know, I want to say, like, rub people the wrong way, but, like, kind of more so, like, that there's power structures, and if you're aware of that and you acknowledge that as you come into new spaces, then you can avoid the inevitable kind of, like, you know, tension that happens when, you know what I mean, there's people in charge and, like, you're new to something, right? It's like, so that you know, you have to approach that in a certain kind of way. So, because what I'm seeing is that the way forward and through this experience, through sharing, you know, yourself with the world, whatever it is it's not going to be clear. The way forward is not going to be obvious, and you're kind of going to have to take it a step at a time. Like, I'm looking at the tower card, and it's like a brick tower, and I'm, like, thinking, like, brick by brick, right? And you really want to, like, embrace change. And things being, like, really radically different for you in order for you to grow. Big time. But the way forward may be kind of dark and stumbly, and you won't be sure, like, what to do exactly. But the way forward is leading you to the Ten of Cups. So this is pretty exciting, in my opinion. You know, but it's going to be kind of a scary ride, because you're not really going to have all the answers. You're going to encounter people who are intimidating. And I feel like you're going to have to be willing to make some radical changes in order to grow. It's a pretty cool reading so far. Yeah, you're going to have to rely a little bit. I'm not going to say, like, please take this how you will, but you may have to rely a little less on intuition and a little more on, like, skill or knowledge. Like, because when the Emperor first came out, it made me think of the Hierophant because of his garb, really. Because if you see, he's got, like, this, you know, the scepter with the cross on it, and he's got the hat and everything. You know, it's looking a little bit more like the Hierophant than the Emperor, right? At least in my opinion, in this deck. Sorry, the next cards are funny, but I have to finish this thought. The thought was that you're going to have to rely, I think, on knowledge and, like, kind of tried and true knowledge, and, you know, be willing to ask people for their advice and actually take it. And I think that you're going to have to a certain extent, like, rely on kind of tried and true methods, sort of thing. So the next two cards when I split the deck was the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands again. So the first thing that I thought of was, this is going to be your duality. The duality is that you're coming to the table with a certain amount of raw talent and creativity, right, and self-confidence, but you're new to the space. So you're still a Page of Cups because you're still learning about, you know, how to present yourself, how to share this talent, but you're coming with all this talent and raw creativity and, like, personal power. So, like, people, I think, are gonna not know what to make of you. You might have some people who are like like, this is confusing. How is this person, like, such a newbie, but so, like, also has a lot of talent? I think it's, like, it's gonna throw people off a little bit. So you're not gonna be sure where you stand with people either, because people are gonna be trying to figure you out. So they're kind of gonna be like, I like you, I like what you're bringing to the table, but, like, obviously there's still a lot for you to learn. So that's where you have to worry about the Seven of Swords thing. There can be people who will see that you're new, and they'll see that you still don't know the industry or the arena or whatever it is you're stepping into, and they could kind of take advantage of that, you know, and sell you short or lead you in the wrong direction, steal your stuff. Seriously, steal your ideas, because if you don't have enough of a community backing you and enough people who know you, and you're not sharing your work widely enough, if you share some of your work privately, then it's like people are like, oh, well, nobody knows that it's yours yet, so you just shared it with me. I could easily take that and run with it and then leave you in the dust. Five of Wands. it's a competitive arena. Something you're stepping into right now is there's going to be competition. And that I feel like is something you need to be aware of as well. There will be competition, and so people could try and kind of like beat you out, right? I don't know if that's the way to say it. Beat out the competition, right? I'm sorry, it's such a weird way to say it. Okay, sorry guys, let's move on. Excuse me. King of Pentacles. So this could be somebody that you're dealing with now, or you could end up dealing with here. Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this could be a heads up to you. The King of Coins could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. That's funny because in this card, this person has green eyes. I'm getting that might actually be significant here, green eyes. But I'm mostly getting with this card, this is somebody who could be like a potential investor. Somebody who has some type of financial sway. But I would be cautious of this person. If they make you feel anxious, take note of that. This is where your intuition comes in. So you know how I was saying, you know, don't rely entirely on your intuition in these types of situations, this new arena. That, you know, I'm not saying don't use your intuition. You know, I'm just saying that you might have to actually be like, okay, the way forward is not clear. So your journey might actually be different than a lot of other people's journeys with this, you know? So it may not be like, oh, I just do A, B, and C, and then here's the outcome or whatever. I feel like it's going to be an interesting journey for you. But I think that you need to understand the basics and like the general like way of doing things or whatever. As you move forward, that's going to be, you're going to be picking that up from people like the Emperor. Because you're going to be picking up on how people respond to you. You're going to pick up on like social cues I'm getting and like faux pas and stuff like that. And you want to like get pretty in touch with that. Because like I said, I think that the way forward is going to be, it's going to be different for you. So it's not going to be like the same, if that makes sense, as like everybody else's journey in this arena or whatever. But I mean, not saying like every person is unique, and so I mean like everybody's journey is different even if you're doing the same thing. But I guess what I'm saying is that it's like you're not going to know what's coming next. So you'll kind of be like, okay, well that was cool, that seemed like it led somewhere, that was a good thing. But then you're kind of going to be like waiting for the next stone to appear, right, so to speak, for you to step on. And so I think you're going to kind of be like not sure, but you're going to have to be open to quick changes. I also am getting like there might be people who make you some pretty offers. I'm not sure how to say that. There's going to be people making you some offers here, and I think you need to be cautious about which ones you take. Justice. Okay, two things just came through with this card. First thing that came through was that this is actually fair. However this works out for you, whether it's difficult or easy, right? This is what I'm getting here. Okay, I'm getting another message. It's like if you it's like if you come into this space with like a certain level of like I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So if you come into a space with like a certain level of arrogance, then I feel like that is going to like people are going to respond to that, right? But if you come into the space with a certain amount of humility, people are going to respond to that too. So it's finding the balance between like, well, how humble do I have to be before I start to lack self-confidence? But then like how self-confident can I be without starting to lack, you know, humility, right? So I feel like it's trying to find the balance. But the other thing is that people may not think that this is fair, that like you may actually like succeed at whatever it is you're trying to do here, and you might succeed really big, and there will be people who are like, well, they didn't work as hard as I worked, or you know, they just met somebody and then they just, you know, got into the industry and then that was that, you know what I mean? It was easy for them and all this shit, right? But this is not a handout. If you succeed at this, it's meant to be. If you succeed at this, it will be fair. It will be your karmic justice, right? For things to work out for you. So you getting into something new and being willing to change, that's the other thing, is that people are going to, some people aren't going to believe you're being authentic. Like, that's something that I'm getting here, is that some people are going to think that you're, because you're going to be changing a lot. And not only that, but you're going to be willing to take radical changes, like make radical changes in your life in order to grow and change and find happiness, right? So I'm getting here that some people are going to think that you're, that somehow you're like, that you're changing for the success, you're changing for money, you're changing da 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 da. But it's more like the fact that you changed actually is helping you be successful, yes, but you're not changing just to succeed. You're changing because that's just what you're being called to do. Does that make sense? Or it's more like it's in the flow of things. It's natural. It's a part of your journey. It's a part of your growth to change. And so Spirit is just encouraging you to go with that. So you're just going with the flow. It's not like you're going out of your way purposely to like fit a mold or whatever. It's like you've just changed a lot, and you've changed into the person that you are, and you will continue to change into the person that you will be. But some people might see that and they might not think that it's authentic, because they think that you're changing in order to be something that you're not in order to succeed at something. But the truth is, you actually are already that thing and more. You know? Does that make sense? You're already who you are, and you're just allowing yourself to step into that. Does that make sense? So you don't have to feel bad, or you don't have to feel uncomfortable if people like aren't really sure what to make of you. Like, some people might judge you and might be. The Seven of Swords coming out also makes me think that actually that people might think that you are being deceptive. And that's a really uncomfortable feeling, especially if you're not being deceptive, obviously. You know, so you feel like you have to prove yourself. You have to feel like you feel like you have to, you know, I don't know, show people that you're authentic. But it's like when you are defensive of yourself and you try and make excuses for yourself and stuff, Spirit's saying that just makes it look worse. And you don't have to do that. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. You get to do whatever it is you choose to do. And I'm getting, honestly, with like the way that you present yourself, the way that you dress. 3 of Wands. The future is bright here, y'all. The future is bright, and your ships are coming in. And when your ships come into the harbor, people are going to see them coming in. And they're going to be like, wonder what they had to do to get those ships. You know what I mean? It's like judging your character and, you know, being like, but are those really their ships? Let's see if they can prove it. Do you have your documents? Oh my God, I'm getting the weirdest messages. I'm serious, though. There's going to be people watching, and there'll be some people who are happy for you. There's going to be some people who are jealous. Some people who don't believe that it's actually even yours. Some people are going to think that it's even their ships. And then they'll be like, oh, well, I thought my ships would come in before your ships came in. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding you guys. It's just funny because of like the way that people are when other people succeed. It's just so funny. It brings up a lot for people, you know. But so, Spirit, can we get into this 10 of Cups? Why is this 10 of Cups here? Okay. So no, this has been a long time coming. We've got the 5 of Pentacles coming out. So here's what I'm thinking. So this is really, guys, this is like everything that you've been denied, basically. Or all the things that you haven't had, the things you've never had, right? Excuse me. That's the energy that I'm getting. This is like everything that you have never had, but wanted, right? This could be also like this could be things that you even abandoned. Wow. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Okay. Okay. This is heavy energy here. So... Interesting. Yeah, wow. Okay, so these are all the places in you, all the parts of yourself that this is like really interesting to say. Excuse me, guys. Well, it's not interesting to say, but it's more, it's hard to say, I think. So these are all the parts of yourself that are wounded. I'm getting two messages. First one, so this Ten of Cups, right? We're going to think about this in two different ways. The first way is this is a dream, right? A wish, a vision, okay, a desire. And it is also your potential future, right? And the birds are all confirming that out there. I don't know if you can hear them. So, two things. First off, this dream, this thing that you want, right? That's how I'm going to put it, okay? If this applies to you. It could be both, but these are kind of two different messages. But this dream, right, is that if you keep thinking about this dream in this mentality of I don't have it, and you're like sitting in this Five of Pentacles energy, like I feel so alone, I feel so left out, I feel so unsuccessful, or whatever it is, okay? Whatever this Ten of Cups is to you. But if you think about it with this Five of Pentacles mindset, and you're thinking about it like I don't have it, I can't have it, you know, I'm sorry, my alarm's going off, guys. Up and already going before my alarm, so way ahead of you, buddy. So Spirit is saying that if you think about this Ten of Cups from the mindset of a Five of Pentacles, then it's going to actually manifest some misfortune in this area, because we are manifesting at like crazy rates right now, guys. Like crazy fast. I don't know if y'all are experiencing that out there, but it's crazy. And it's crazy because it's actually quite scary, because you really have to be mindful of your thoughts right now, y'all. Because your thoughts can manifest very quickly, and so you want to be cautious of what you're thinking about, and also the way that you're thinking about what it is that you want. And I know that can be challenging, guys, and so it's not like I'm sitting here like, every second of every day you got to be thinking this particular way or else, you know, it's not like that. It's more like you catch yourself going down a certain track, right? If you're thinking about things in a certain way, then you have to catch yourself and be able to steer it, because it's almost like it's like a trail that you go down, where it's like, okay, I'm going to take this trail, and so now I'm going further, and it's like going deeper and deeper into the woods. Whereas you could take a step down that trail and then be like, oh yeah, I can't go down this trail because it takes me really deep into the woods and then I get stuck in there, right? So instead, I'm going to pull back and I'm going to take a different trail. And then that trail doesn't have to just continue on into infinity. It could be a short trail that just leads you to a clearing and you're like, yes, now I see. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. I'm really saying, like, you can choose the way that you think, and you can instead just make it a thought, where that instead of it becoming a rumination, right? Like, so imagine here, I'll give you a personal example. I don't know if I should get that personal, but I'll give you an example though. It's like, being lonely. That's a big one, because this, obviously this pandemic has, impacted us all in different ways, and all of us have kind of, chosen different routes. And so I have taken a route of, self-isolation. And so that has been my primary experience for the last year and almost year and a half. Yeah. So I recently, felt more comfortable, actually getting out there, socializing, hanging out with people and everything, just in the last, month or two. But there's still a pretty strong sense of loneliness, because I'm still, keeping to myself for the most part. So thinking about being lonely, where am I going with this, guys? The whole message was that thinking about things, okay? So here's what I have started to do for myself, because there's a certain sense of rumination that can happen, right? So then you're like, oh, I'm lonely, and then you think about, it's like more than just right now. You're like, oh, well, I've always been on my own. This is the narrative, right? I'm not saying this is for everybody or that it's even true, okay? But just imagine the narrative, right? The narrative is, I've always been on my own, and I'm gonna have to keep making it on my own, and I'm exhausted, and I need it'd be great to have some consistent support in my life, all that sort of thing, right, guys? So I could get into that rumination stage where then I'm going down that path, right? So that it's a trail that one thing leads to another, right? So you start off with just thinking I always cook more than I can eat, right? So I always cook for at least 2 people. So then it's imagine that I do that, and I'd be like, God, you know what I mean? I wish I could share this meal with somebody, and then it's da 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 da, and then it goes on. So what I'm saying, guys, is that I've started to try and change that track, where that it's okay, I recognize when those feelings or those thoughts come up, and then instead of thinking like that, I go, well, no, now that means that I'm just feeding my future self too, because I'm going to save that and then I'll eat that tomorrow. So it's actually, no, I'm just actually cooking myself 2 meals at once, right? So I just changed my mindset, and then the track stops there. You know what I mean? Or that track could go better, or in that direction, that better direction even further, where then I go, well, I'm really good at taking care of myself, and I do a really good job at standing on my own 2 feet, and I'm very independent, and I'm emotionally secure, you know what I mean? As much as I can be as a single human, because it's not easy, and we all need each other, right, to a certain extent. So how much time is it? Oh wow, 33:13. Number 3s have been coming up a lot for me lately. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so guys, basically, I'm just gonna say, this is really telling you to be aware of your thinking, all right? Be aware of your mindset here when it comes to the things that you want and the things you want to manifest, because we are manifesting at pretty crazy rates right now. The future looks great for you. Things are coming in. Things are not going to be entirely clear. Like I said, you're going to have to take it a step at a time, and it's going to be you're not sure what the next step is, but you just have to trust and keep moving forward. Don't be afraid to make major changes in order to grow and be happy and seek fulfillment, okay? Be aware also of the power structures, potentially, this is just one thing I'm getting, is more masculine people in positions of power, because that is coming through, guys. So I just want to say, be aware of that, that these people may have a certain amount of gatekeeping, or like I said, they make judgments and decisions about people, and they could have a pretty high, I'm seeing this eagle here, it's kind of a high vantage point, right? They have a pretty, I don't know why I'm saying high view is what I want to say. But so be cautious of people in positions of power, or people who are interested in what you do or interested in you and giving you offers, because some people can be deceptive. Also, some people may think that you're not being authentic, and so don't be afraid of that. We all get like imposter syndrome to a certain degree, especially if we're new at something. So this is going to be a really interesting and challenging and exciting journey ahead. So just be aware, of your mindset, be aware of other people, and just be cautious to a certain degree, but also, have some self-confidence, because you're not completely new at this. You have a lot of skills you're bringing to the table in order to achieve this or work on this or be a part of this, whatever it is. But you're new to the arena, especially maybe new to putting yourself out there. So with that being said, y'all, that's the reading. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do interact with this video. Drop a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to support me and my channel. It's a free and easy way to do so. Helps get my message further, the channel grow larger. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. And I hope that you enjoy this journey with me as I change and grow, and and these readings evolve. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. I also do offer dream interpretations if that's something that you need. My contact info is in the description box below, as well as my donation links if you're interested in dropping me a donation. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks, y'all, and have a great day.